Welcome back to what Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is an SU-100Y. It's the Tier 7 Soviet premium tank destroyer. It's located on, did I say Tier 7? No, it's Tier 6. It's located on the southwest spawn of Karelia, and it's under the command of Radley 87. Well, this was a prototype of a massive great naval gun mounted on top of a tier 6 heavy tank, the T100. Well, they put the gun on and put it in a huge box structure, and of course it just got the nickname Box Tank, and I think it was actually from Quickie Baby was the one who came up with the name because it looked so boxy. But basically it's a tier 8 gun because it's 13 centimeters, and 13 centimeters at this tier can be absolutely devastating to the enemy. It's a tier 6 game. The shells are capable of 440 alpha, penetrating 196mm of armor, and with the premium ammo it will go up to 171. Oh! When he fired his first shot, didn't get any damage, but it's a T-34-85M who's not going to survive very long if he does get hit. With the HE rounds, if you just hit them, penetration 65mm, 580 alpha, and it's got a burst radius of 2.78 meters. But even if the shell goes near the target, it's more than likely going to end the target anyway. Now, they didn't actually put this into production, but if they had, I can imagine it would have been pretty much, well, as I said, devastating to anything it hit. Obviously, the one drawback with the box tank is its size. Yes, it's fairly easy to penetrate the armor around the actual gun, the casement, because it's fairly thin. But of course, hopefully you're far enough away from the enemy, as Ratty is here, that it won't really matter. When he fires around in speculatively, hoping that leopard pulls out, and he didn't, so he's going to make way for the Stug. Pull back a little. He didn't know if he'd been spotted, and of course that's the one drawback. If you do get spotted in this thing, you can expect to get hit from many different directions at once, because everyone wants to hit that box structure and get some hit points off you. So ideally you want to shoot from as far enough away as you can, but if you do hit the target, it might be wiped out very, very quickly. And the other thing, of course, in this instance is because he's firing from such a long way away, he needs to make sure he leads the target with enough distance, but the leopard was stationary, so it died. Okay, we're dialing in on a KV2, Coronavirus KV2 edition, and we're going to be seeing a lot of those in very soon, and you'll find out why in due course. T-34-85M, dialed in, round out, and yes, gone. So, 2 kills now for Ratty. That KV2 is still in the middle of that field though, hiding behind a rock somewhere. It's pretty obvious at this range, if he was spotted, then yes, he would show up straight away. It's a fairly obvious thing. Now, obviously, the real KV2s were not painted yellow with coronavirus quarantine on the outside, but they were still pretty big objects. And there he is. He's on the move. There you go. Right, now, can he get a shot on him? Unfortunately, our Strip 4257 just took a round, and he's suffering. He's down to half his hit points. We've got another enemy tank up there, an IKV-103, but he's behind the rocks, so we can't do anything, and the 4257 is probably about to die. He's in reload. Of course, we're not going to see them unless they pop out from behind those rocks. And they know there's tank destroyers over here, so they're very reluctant to do so. I would suggest that now might be the best time for Ratty to relocate to get to a position where he can hit them. The KV2's moved up. Here he comes. Oh, and he hit him in the tracks, only for 411. It actually did go through the hitbox, but unfortunately 4257 did die. Now, can he get the KV2 as he comes out the other side of those rocks? No. Now, the reload time is pretty long, but it is a 13cm gun, 2-part ammunition, so more than likely it would take quite some time. It was a naval gun, as many people will point out. It was a gun basically from a warship, but I don't think it was actually taken off a warship. I think it was designed and built for warships, but they tried it out on a tank instead. Normally you get a 13cm gun. That'd be a secondary armament on a battleship or something like that. Now, he left that one a little too late. Didn't lead the target enough, and the shell zipped past the back of the tank. And he's not going to get another shell before... Oh, he's lucky! The KV-2's been tracked. He's going for the weak spot, just underneath the turret, or the sides of the turret will do. Thank you very much. Good night. He's out of the game, but Ratty responds as if he was spotted, and immediately moves. Now, we know the IKV's been killed. There's only 5 enemies left. In fact, there's only 5 on our team now, because the guys on the south route weren't doing too well. And I have the feeling that Ratty is trying to move over to the south route and help that KV-1 and Stug. The T-100 tank is a tank that we haven't actually seen in the game yet. But I don't put it past Wargaming to resurrect it and put it in the game somewhere. In fact, there's a lot of tanks that could make it into the game. T-35 and the like. Tanks that actually are connected with the game already. Of course, the T-100 connected with the box tank, and I think it was the T-35. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or T-35 that was used for the SU-14. I'll have to look that one up afterwards. Oh, it went straight and true, and the KV-1 was wiped out, and there's now a nice little wreckage park up there. Okay, so only 2 tanks left in that area, and one of them's a Nashorn. Now, that's the version of the Hummel with the 88mm gun instead of the 15cm howitzer. It's a Panzer Mark IV with Panzer Mark III running gear, but carrying the 88mm gun, which made it stand out pretty much. But, well, he's trying to create an ambush here rather than get too close, because obviously if the Hummel does see him, he's probably going to fire at him straight away. Oh, now he didn't. He wasn't looking in sniper view when that happened, and the Nashorn got a free shot because he didn't take him out with 1 round. He could have taken him out if he fired the HE round in, because the thing is that the HE, as I said before, is capable of doing 580 alpha, so a high roll would have wiped out the Nashorn altogether. There wouldn't have been anything left of him. He's trying to get up on that rise so he can have a go at the Wolverine, but the Wolverine saw him and again has fired, twice into his superstructure. Yeah, you can see right around the gun and the mantlet area. Fairly weak. It's weak armour. Hoping he knocks these trees down. Oh, and there's an Arty. Yeah, we forget about the Arty. And the SU-100Y can be accurate in the right circumstances. Well, this time around he will get a chance. He's going for the P-43 first, and he's wiped out just like that. He only had 13 hit points. The Wolverine doesn't have much left either, because he's just been hit by one of our teammates in the strip. And the Wolverine's... oh, he is still alive. In fact, we now know where the SU-100Y is as well. And the Nashorn's still there, but we haven't seen him for a while. There's the Wolverine. Round the other corner, so we need to move forward. And I suspect the Nashorn might be turned the other way round. If he's close to us though. The thing is, can we survive a shot? There's the Nashorn. He is close, but 1 shell, auto aim, and that's the top gun. We did take a round for 80. And that round was an HE round. So he was trying to do to us what I suggested that Ratty do to the Wolverine or the Nashorn. Use an HE round to get the maximum effect. Now, rather than barging around that corner, because unfortunately we lost our tank teammate. Still got an Arty supporting us, and that Arty is back at the our cap here. It's an AMX-13AM. Now, will the Wolverine drive around that corner? I suspect he knows that Ratty's here. I'm wondering what our Arty's doing though, because he could actually be on his way to the enemy cap by now. The AMX-13AM is quite good at shotgunning, and especially shotgunning on the move. I've taken out a T-34-85 with a 105mm round whilst I was on the move. And I think it surprised the heck out of him that I could do that. I think it comes from the fact, of course, the AMX-13AM actually is designed from the AMX-13 ton light tank. So it's actually quite a stable platform. And of course they did actually build them. That's a real Arty that did actually exist. The box tank, I'm afraid they didn't actually, as I said, put into mass production. It wasn't produced. It was basically a prototype they tested. I can't imagine they would have put it into production, because they would have realized very quickly that that box structure was very vulnerable, and if you put too much armor on it, it would make it unwieldy. Unwieldy, I should say. Okay, can't see anything, so he might as well make his way around. Oh, there's the Arty. Okay, right. Well, his sixth sense is going to be going off right now. Has he got a shot? No, he hasn't. Those rocks are in the way. He's going to have to come down to get a shot. That's better. Auto aim on. Just like that. It's very satisfying when it does happen. But that now tells the Wolverine we're the other side of the horseshoe. Again, I'm a little concerned that AMX-13AM is inexperienced enough that he's still sticking around the cap area. But the good news is that if Ratty gets the next kill, he gets a Radley Walters. And he's now returning to his own cap with 2 minutes 17 seconds on the clock. I do question that. I think he should be headed for the enemy cap and setting up there. The AMX-13AM is headed north, and Ratty's a very, very slow tank destroyer. Yep, this is your 2 minute warning. Remember, to cap with 2, it's going to take you 50 seconds. If you don't get into the cap in 50 seconds with 2 of you, then that's it, forget it. You're not going to be able to cap out. You have to kill the enemy then. Well, if the enemy starts capping, and the enemy has started capping. Okay, so the Wolverine obviously bypassed and went the horseshoe and went straight towards our cap, and that's why the AMX-13AM decided to scarper. Now he ought to go straight to the enemy cap, but he's not. Well, actually, he could probably stay where he is and shoot at the cap. The question is, though, is Ratty going to be able to get up into the cap area in time? He should be able to. 1 minute 2 seconds for the game to finish, and about the same for the Wolverine to cap out. The only trouble is he going to get a decent shot? No, he's not, because he's dead. That's a Radley's. He poked round the corner, and Ratty was ready for him, and he does his victory dance. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. That was a pretty silly ending for the Wolverine. He could have just hidden behind that bunker and nobody would have shot him. Well, it was a first class tanker for Ratty 87 in the box tank, the SU-100Y. He managed to get a Reaper badge for getting at least 3 kills with consecutive shots, a fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and also a bruiser for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7 in this one. But he also got a Radley Waters medal for killing 8 of the enemy with that last shot on the Wolverine. He earned that one. And he also got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. But unfortunately, in this occasion, no high caliber for some reason. Win 8 was 6,161. Let's have a look and see the team scores. Well, the reason he didn't get the high caliber was that the Wolverine did 2,589, so that's 69. I think it's a 69 actually, hit points of damage. The next highest scorer was Ratty with 1,888. And after that, it was the Nashorn with 1,467. When it came to kills, it was Ratty with 8. The Wolverine had 5, and the SU-100 managed to get 3. And when it came to base XP, it was Ratty with 1,074, the only player to get over 1,000 base experience points, 703 for the Panzer T25, and 680 for the SU-100. He fired 13 rounds, got 10 direct hits, 9 penetrations, damage of 1,888 hit points, of which 1,228 were at more than 300 meters. He received 5 hits, 3 penetrations. You saw the Wolverine got him twice and the Nashorn got him once, and 2 hits by way of splash damage. The Arty had a go. 1 enemy vehicle spotted. In fact, actually the Nashorn was the other one who had a go with HE, I should say. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 8 killed, and 186 hit points of damage resistance. Plus, when he killed the Wolverine, he managed to accumulate 48 defense or 48 capture points, so he got 48 defense points as a result. He earned 52,850 credits on a premium count, and after ammunition resupply, and of course this was standard ammo, even though it's slightly more expensive than normal shells at this tier because obviously they're 120, well they're 13 centimeter, so they're much bigger. 41,700 credits profit, 29 bonds, because of course this was Radley Waters combined with the Road to Berlin, I think, and or the current missions that are on. 1,611 XP, same again for completing the mission, 483 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 3,705 experience points altogether. So the box tank is quite a natty little tank destroyer, provided you play it at long range. If you get too close to the enemy, you'll see what happens to it when obviously the Wolverine started peppering the armor with holes. Yes, it's not a tank that you want to get too close to the enemy. You don't want to get spotted if you're firing from a prominent position, because everyone fires at you because they see you as a nice juicy target to hit. But Ratty showed us that it can work so long as you actually also aim onto the target at the right moment and then let loose, and then bang, the target just disappears and vaporizes. But if the target's going across your field of view, you do need to lead the target, because the shell is slightly slower than some of the other shells at this tier, so you have to give enough lead to make the shell hit the target properly. But good performance, Radley Waters, can't knock that. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.